everybody, welcome to our very first day of filming for Medical Aesthetics. My name is Jasmine. I'm a registered nurse with 8 years of experience in medical aesthetics. Today we're going to be performing a full face transformation. I specialize in facial balancing and skincare, and facial balancing is bringing harmony to various facial features. There are 3 major parts to this transformation. First one is skincare, second makeup, and third is going to be the injectable portion. So whichever or all of the methods that you love the most to optimize our beauty is what you're going to be learning about today.
So the main concerns we identified for skincare were fine lines, redness, mild hyperpigmentation, and puffiness under the eyes. For fine lines, it's always beneficial to have a retinol on board. Retinol increases skin cell turnover, meaning that the wrinkles go away faster. Next, my 2 favorite anti-aging ingredients in skincare are peptides and growth factors. Collagen is a protein, and proteins can't penetrate the skin. Peptides are fragments of protein that do get absorbed and help to build collagen. Growth factors help stimulate your skin to produce collagen. A lot of skincare for red skin focuses on calming, such as a Korean skincare approach with rice, cucumber, and licorice root. 2021 skincare trends for redness include ceramides, squalane, and niacinamide. When I consult with a patient and we're working to develop a regimen for hyperpigmentation, we need to keep it simple. We could develop a 10-step morning and night routine, but it's not always the most realistic and likely to be implemented. So because her hyperpigmentation is minimal, her retinol and adequate sun protection are great first steps. Check out my website for an in-depth hyperpigmentation ingredient review. Now, I do believe in eye creams. When I use the other skincare products, I'll also place these on my eyes most of the time, but I still feel an extra step of eye cream is warranted if there are concerns for the eyes. A popular ingredient for puffiness under the eyes is caffeine. It's not going to do too much, but the eyes are a delicate area that can use a little extra love. I like to see caffeine, polypeptides, growth factors, adenosine, and boron nitride in my eye creams. So we're prepping her skin with 2 products. This first one is hyaluronic acid by Good Molecules. Hyaluronic acid is a humectant, meaning it draws hydration to the skin, and we really want to hydrate to prep for makeup. We're sealing that in with a moisturizer, specifically Dr. Jart's Cicapair. Now you only need a little bit of this. As you can see, I used a lot and had to blend it all in. It applies on green and then it turns into more of a skin tone. We're using the primer from Smashbox. It was very fluid, very thin. We primed the eyes with this product from Makeup by Mario just to help the eyeshadow pop a little bit more. I also applied a lot of this and needed to blend it in as well. We used Soft Glam by Anastasia for the eyeshadow, and these pigments were amazing. We used one brush to apply the eyeshadow, and it did get a little messy. I used a little too much pigment there, so there was some cleanup involved. We did balance out the redness before applying foundation, as you can see. After the foundation, we did contour, and we're applying the contour to support the facial balancing approach that we're taking with our injectables. So we contoured the top of the forehead. We only contoured the lateral half or the very sides of the temples because we have a little volume loss and we don't want to accentuate that. We lifted the cheekbones, and we also slimmed or contoured the chin because her chin does sit a little bit more wide in her lower face. We used a brush to blend that all in, and she looked so good, very glowy. I love the warmth. To finish, we applied Charlotte Tilbury Pillowtalk to her lips, and after that, we used Fenty's lip gloss. We also added a little bit of light to the areas where we have some volume loss or depth. Once we inject, we're going to inject the areas of volume loss where we applied the highlight, and I was so looking forward to that part. To start off, we are starting at the top of the face with the temples. That is my favorite approach, a top-down approach, so we can get some lifting if possible. We're using a cannula to place filler a little more superficially in the temples. I believe we have used either one or multiple syringes of filler deep in the temples, so this superficial filler is kind of like a top-up, and we are using blended filler here. The blended filler is just to make it a little bit softer. Now we are placing filler underneath the eyes with a cannula as well, and this is also blended filler, and we have to be careful not to put too much because we cannot create puffy under eyes. Just like retinol, low and slow is a great approach for the under eyes as well. And we're finishing up the mid face with just a little touch to soften the face and create a little heart shape. We are softening some of the shadows now in the lower face, and I believe we're now in the piriform space or piriform aperture. This is my favorite place to add a little volume to help the nasolabial folds or the smile lines, whichever name you prefer. Typically, we don't need to be shoving or putting a lot of filler into the smile lines. It just takes a little drop right at that piriform space, right by the sides of the nose. Creates a beautiful lifting effect as well. Next, we're going into the pre-jowl area, and this is really helpful in hiding the jowls or smoothing the transition. We see some shadows that we are filling just to make everything nice and continuous and smooth. Now the pre-jowl blends really well with the jawline if injected correctly, so everything just looks like one smooth area. We don't see the demarcations of any shifting or changing fat pads. Now it's really important that we keep her looking like herself. She is absolutely gorgeous, and what we're doing is kind of just turning back the clock a little bit, and this is a good amount of syringes. I believe it was 5 or 6 syringes that we used in total. That really just makes her look like herself, and that's what facial balancing does. Not pictured was the IPL and Resurfix we treated her skin with, and we also dissolved a little bit of volume, a little bit of heaviness from the corners of her mouth. And I didn't do her lips, but it was important that I was able to make her look more like herself and keep her natural youth. So there are a few different ways that we can measure where natural features should sit.
Overall, she looks a little more uplifted and more refined with softened features. You can also see her chin movement here with a little toxin softens the way she moves. Let's hear from Lesley now.
Hi, I'm Lesley. I'm 54 years old. I have twin girls that are 23, and I've been married for over 25 years. I think I have really pretty eyes. I have good bone structure. I like my nose. I look good for 54.
You look good for everything, not for 50, but you look good for everything.
And I feel good. I would love to look in the mirror every morning and just feel fresher, less wrinkles, just a more youthful me. First of all, talk to Jasmine. Find something that makes you feel better about yourself, more natural, youthful, more sexy. It has been a wonderful experience, way better than I would have ever thought. I feel like I look in the mirror and I at least have taken off 10 years of my life. I love how full my face looks. I look and feel, when I look in the mirror, feel great.